Think about the thing you swore you'd never become. Now be honest. Are you closer to it or further from it than you were 5 years ago? That answer is the entire video, because somewhere in you, there's a reaction that isn't really yours. A way you go quiet when things get hard. A way you snap first and think later. A way you love people just carefully enough to never actually risk anything. You didn't invent that. You inherited it. And most of us are walking around fully convinced we're just built this way, when really we're just the last stop on a pattern nobody ever interrupted. So where does it actually come from? It's not some deep mystical curse. It's exposure. You watched someone handle stress a certain way for 18 years before you ever had the vocabulary to question it. You watched how conflict got handled or avoided. You watched what happiness was allowed to look like and what got shut down the second it got too loud. None of that came with a lesson attached. It just got absorbed. The way a kid absorbs a language without ever studying grammar. By the time you're old enough to notice the pattern, you're not looking at it from the outside. You're already speaking it fluently. That's the part that makes this hard to fix with information alone. You can read every book, watch every video, understand the psychology perfectly, and still do the exact same thing under pressure, because knowing where a habit came from was never the same as removing it. Here's the part nobody tells you. Breaking a cycle doesn't look like a transformation. It's not a before and after. It's not a single dramatic decision that changes everything at once. It's one specific moment, usually small, usually private, usually completely unimpressive from the outside, where you're standing exactly where the old pattern would take over, and you do the other thing instead. That's it. That's the whole mechanism. Not fixing your entire personality, just one decision, made differently. At the exact moment it used to go the other way. Maybe that's staying in the room instead of walking out. Maybe it's asking for help instead of pretending you don't need it. Maybe it's telling someone the truth instead of managing what they think of you. Whatever it is for you, you already know what it is. You knew before this video started. That's usually how it works. The cycle isn't hidden. It's just comfortable enough that naming it out loud has always felt unnecessary. And staying comfortable in it costs more than it looks like it does, because a pattern doesn't stop with you. It doesn't just affect your Tuesday. It shows up in how you treat the people closest to you. It shows up in what your kids learn is normal, if you have them, or in what the people who look up to you quietly absorb the same way you did, without either of you noticing it's happening. Somewhere down the line, someone didn't break a pattern. That's how it got to you. And somewhere down the line from you, someone is going to inherit whatever you do or don't decide to interrupt. That's not pressure. That's just the math of it. So here's the actual question, the one underneath all of this. Not how do I completely change who I am? That's too big. And it's honestly the wrong question. The real question is smaller and harder to hide from. The next time you're standing exactly where the old pattern usually takes over, what are you going to do instead? You don't need an answer for every future moment. You need one for the next one. Break it or repeat it. Those are the only two options that have ever existed. There's no third one where you just think about it long enough that it fixes itself. If this landed, you know exactly which pattern I'm talking about for you. Sit with that one, not the general idea, the specific one, and decide what you're doing the next time it shows up. And if you want more of this, stay around. This is exactly what we talk about here.